Alright, last SCP written by Tafeta. The last one we had of this is one that kept me a little bit confused. 2495, which was like I believe the thing that like the computer gives you like analytical power, like it's like super analysis mind, you know. Let's say here SB249 is a novel interpretation of the James Joyce novel Ulysses, first published in. Oh, I did not know that. That might have actually helped me a little bit with understanding it. Okay, but Tafeta wrote Highway to Hell. Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear, and it's really short. Miriam Wells. Okay. Object class Euclid. Bicoterming procedures SB2539 has been enclosed under the provisional cover story of maintenance. Foundation security personnel have been assigned to monitor and intercept civilians attempting to access SB2539. SB2539 is a 3.1 kilometer stretch of road located near Roehampton, New South Wales. Individuals who attempt to, which I believe is in Australia, New South Wales, right? Which would make sense because ACDC is from Australia. Yeah. And I believe ACDC is from Sydney, which is New South Wales. Okay, yep, makes perfect sense. Individuals will attempt to traverse SB2539 in a motor vehicle will disappear after having traveled 500 meters, and later reappear at the other end of SB2539 between 7 and 8 hours later, because they were on the highway to hell. After returning, said individuals typically show signs of severe dehydration and heat stroke, even when provided adequate supplies to prevent this. Those affected by SB2539's primary anomaly report having traveled down SB2539 for the full duration of their disappearance. All reports involved them stopping for a figure named Miriam Wells, which we will have to find out much later down the story, because I believe it was in the 3. Yeah, that's gonna be 800 SCPs later. Descriptions of its appearance match that of Highway Patrol Officer Miriam Wells, who disappeared in the late 2009 on a routine patrol. She is usually described as wearing civilian clothes and attempting to ask subjects for directions. In the minority of observed cases, subject report being able to convince the woman to join them in the vehicle. Also, subjects later find a piece of heavily scorched and decomposed human flesh in the storage compartment of the vehicle. Ooh. The source of this is unknown. Wow. Is Miriam Wells somebody that actually existed, is my question. Miriam Wells. 2009. Here we go, obituary. Miriam passed away Wednesday after. No, that's something. That's. I don't think that's a real person that we have to worry about. But I'm interested in how this is going to go. But I like the idea of just taking a very simple, like, hey, Highway to Hell from AC/DC. Let's make it in their home country, and add something else. Like add an actual, like, oh yeah, there's some weird police officer there. Actually, let me check something. Highway to Hell text lyrics meaning. I'm curious about something. I mean. Because now I'm curious. I mean, there's not really much, but yeah, no, it's. I think the idea is, the concept is super fun. Just take the song "Highway to Hell," and then add from where AC/DC came from, the home country and home region, and add another effect to it. Not only do they seem to like visit a place that doesn't sound like it's hell specifically, but it's like definitely a place that's like a different dimension. and they come out like with a heat stroke and hungry, which again the hell being hot concept. And next thing you know, they meet somebody who seems to have been deceased, and as they get out, they find out like, oh shit, the deceased person we just met, the body is in my trunk of my car for some reason. Which is that is fun. That is a fun SCP to end on with. I really appreciate this SCP a lot. I think this is like a little have a little soft spot for me, especially because I love the song Highway to Hell. Definitely, I mean it's the first. It's probably one many people's first AC/DC song that they got to like hear. So it probably has a soft spot for a lot of people, a lot of rock and metal fans. But yeah, no, this was great. This was awesome.